Trust the science. I think it was around 1980. And we trusted the science then. David Suzuki looked pretty reputable, and science was science. They didn't tell us that we had to trust the science, we just inherently did. Remember, they said there was a hole in the sky above Superman's Fortress of Solitude, right, in the same area as Santa Claus there. And the proof was frogs were getting sunburned in South America in the Amazon. And we didn't question it. Nobody said, hey, light doesn't bend. How does that happen? Do the frogs go up and party with the elves at Santa Claus? Like once a year they go on a junket or something, they get sunburned? No, we didn't question it. And a whole new industry was born. Sunscreen. Yeah. And then what happened next? Oh, they said the precipitation was the opposite of alkaline. Better mince my terms here a bit. And the proof was the gargoyles in New York City were eroding on the buildings. And nobody said, hey, the gargoyles are a century old. They were made before Portland cement was developed. It was limestone dust and some sand. Maybe after a century, they should be sort of expected, but we didn't question it. And then I think next was a glacier. It was going to go like all the way down to Boston or something, like in 10 years. And nobody said, hey, glaciers don't move at the pace of a cheetah with the pedal to the metal, which that would have to be the pace that the glacier. Well, maybe we did begin to question David Suzuki by then. His beard was getting a bit gray. And then they said, what does it cover? 70% of the globe, is it? And sailboats float on it? Well, that was rising. And in 10 years, the Statue of Liberty was going to need a snorkel. But by then, we had already 3 or 4 of these things, and we were going, well, I know she's not even hiking her skirt yet. I'm not buying that she's going to need a snorkel. And now, of course, we know what Greta Thunberg and Mark Carney, well, the World Economic Forum, through their political minions and their minions in the mainstream media, tells us is happening, and we have to pay a tax because Mother Nature's having hot flashes. But NASA imagery, and what's the European equivalent? ESA, I think, the European Space Agency, their imageries are in concurrent that this isn't so. But there's always money to be made. There's money to be made on sunscreen, and there's money to be made on, well, they tax us.